Ben, Darwin Award nominee number 3, presented by you.
Out of San Francisco. It is the San Francisco treat, this story.
Mm-hmm.
It's another burglar.
Okay. Burgling.
I love any opportunity to use
burgled.
the word burgle.
We're well aware.
He had been burgling some apartments in San Francisco, and the police showed up as he was climbing onto the roof of one of these apartments trying
Is
to...
this the same story you had last week, man?
No, this is another
This is the exact same
rooftop.
Hanging from
Wait,
the
hold on.
fingers.
The police show up in San Francisco to people being robbed?
I
'Cause
don't know.
That's
It's
a new thing.
It's a volunteer police, not real.
It's the neighborhood watch.
So police got to the apartment where there was forced entry while the man was on top of the building. So they chased him up to the top of the building, and he was nowhere to be found. Now,
Ben,
yes,
you already told the story,
this
dude.
story
I
sounds
can't
very
win, I
familiar.
Did this
What
guy fall
happened
through?
was the burglar misstepped and fell and got wedged in between two buildings.
Oh,
And
he
the
missed the
police did
jump.
not find him for a while. No, he didn't even know it was a jump. I guess he fell in between two buildings and got stuck there, being trapped. They called for paramedics, and the article says once the man was rescued, he looked like he needed medical treatment.
He's the squish.
Despite
How would they write
life-saving
it like
measures,
that?
he died on the scene.
How? Okay, first of all, buildings aren't like a wedge, right? They're just like vertical. How do you get into that crack and get stuck there? Unless you're trying
Well,
to hide.
in some parts of San Francisco, there are buildings that are extremely
Well,
close
I tell you
together.
what, they actually have a Google Maps popped up on this article with the exact location.
Let's check it out.
So I'll check the street view
He'll let me know how big
during
crack was.
Patreon. We'll examine the buildings during Patreon and see if
You're
how small those building gaps
Yeah.
are.
And how fat was the robber? I mean,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Really.
That's a good question.
That is a good question. Honestly, like dying by falling or something like that is the only way a thief in San Francisco is going to get punished, right? Because there's no recompense other than something they accidentally do
Well,
to themselves.
there
Because no one else is going to hurt them.
There was no way I wasn't going to click on this story. The headline says roof hopping burglar dies after getting stuck between buildings.
That's
That's just a great title.
That's a great story.
I wonder how long he was there. That's if they didn't see where he went.
Well, they said it took him a long while to find the dude.
I imagine the police running to the edge, looking over the buildings, and don't see him anywhere.
Way to
He's like
go.
right below them in the cracks.
Do you think the guy wanted to call for help, or he's like, maybe I just stay here?
Ooh, I found a good hiding spot.
Yeah. And eventually,
Although I
after
can't
2
feel my
days, he's like,
legs.
I can't.
How do they get him out? Is it a crane or like a big hook and they pull him up?
That's probably why he died. When they tried to get him out, they probably squished him.
Scrape it. You can't pull him out the side.
You
You pull him
don't
out
take
from the
apart
top.
the building, pry apart the buildings. What do you do?
They just put a big wedge between, a big jack between the building, push them apart.